Hey there, it's Fresh Mark Sense with another fresh review. Today I'll be reviewing Only the Brave by Diesel. Now, this is the Spirit of the Brave Eau de Parfume. There is a black and gold version, and this is the latest version. It's a print of a footballer. I think his name is Messi. Uh, now, the reason why they done an eau de parfume, I don't really know. It seems like a trend with all of these was it brands that they're doing eau de parfume of all of their eau de toilettes nowadays. So I checked this out because I really enjoyed the eau de toilette of Only the Brave. I think it's a quintessential blue fragrance, just like Dior Sauvage in terms of classifying that whole genre of blue fragrances, of being oceanic and fresh. Yet I feel that it's so generic that I couldn't actually find a place in my collection where that would be original and a regular reach. So I reach for this and see what's happening with the Only the Brave line right now. So this is the latest one in selection, and it's completely different. When I spray it, the top notes, I sprayed this about 15 minutes ago, and I'm still getting, pardon me, I'm still getting a little bit of an alcoholic burn, but it's just dried down. In the first 15 minutes, um, that alcoholic burn smell is really amplified by the sourness of the woody note of cypress in the mid note. So we have cypress and sage in the mid. The top note consists of bergamot and apple. Bergamot is only a light creamy facet of this perfume. It doesn't lend too much fruitiness, but it does add a certain brightness to the fragrance, a bright fruity creaminess, which is a little bit limey. So what happens to the apple? The apple really shines in the mid when the cypress becomes more woody, dry, and fresh with those green notes coming out. That is when the apple hits and it turns into a quite a not a juicy apple, but more like the skin of an apple. It has a sort of a sour, sweet characteristic, but it's very natural and it's a faint note, but it's there. The sage in the middle, we had this. It really amplifies the patchouli. I categorize this as a patchouli scent. I actually recorded this twice because I said patchouli about 15 times because all of the notes really complement the patchouli note in this scent, but the patchouli note is not very high quality, I would say, because it doesn't have much woody depth to it, but it is complemented by the vanilla and amber in a way that the sweetness of the patchouli is complemented by the slight fruitiness of apple that comes in the mid, and the woody sourness of cypress brings out the green notes of patchouli. The woodiness of the patchouli is brought forth when it is complemented by the sweet amber, which has tiny bit of caramel acid, but not sweet enough, not caramel enough to make it a gourmand perfume at all. Just ends a light, just adds a light sparkle to a fragrance, and that's why I call this a golden patchouli scent. It has a dry, sweet, woody patchouli with a sparkly accent because of the light, creamy nature of bergamot on top and the sparkly sweetness of amber in the base. The vanilla in this tops off this fragrance in the dry down to change this fragrance from quite a harsh alcoholic burn in the top to a green, sour, woody, fresh in the middle, and in the base with that vanilla, it turns it into a sweet, ambery, woody fragrance. I've worn this for about 45 minutes on this arm. This is the oldest sample, let's say. This is the newest one. So about 20 minutes in, you get the green freshness of cypress over here, which is the mid. And in the far dry down, I'm getting a sweet patchouli, sweet dry patchouli with vanilla and amber. That vanilla has turned a little bit powdery to add some freshness, almost like aldehydes, which is a fantasy note that reminds you of clouds or being up in the high clouds or thin air, let's say. So this is a very fresh scent, and it reminds me of the footballer actually, because it's quite energetic, fresh. It's not too complex, but it gets the scent, but it gets the message through that you're wearing something woody and masculine to be present and respect the event that you're going to, without overcomplicating things. So out of 10, I'd rate this a solid fragrance for work, but I wouldn't really wear it on a daily basis because it's not as complex as other scents over there. But give it a go if you like sweet scents, and stay tuned because we got more on the way. So this is the next month's fragrances, so stay tuned for that. Let me know in the comment section what you get for longevity on this. Take care and stay fresh.